This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen, friends. Welcome aboard to another post-game edition of an embarrassing loss for the Edmonton Oilers. Say what you will about a good push in the third period, a good end of the second period, you still end up losing by 3 goals against the Carolina Hurricanes in their own barn. So again, you can sit here, laud all the good things the Oilers did. You know what? Let's clap them up, right? Let's give them all the applause they possibly could use because of a good effort in the third period where they still lose by 3 goals. Yes, you gave up an empty netter, but again, look at the situation. Not a good one to give up at all. And quite frankly, another embarrassing effort for the Edmonton Oilers. This game was over before it even got started. 3 goals in another 206 span and 4 goals against in the first period of the hockey game, and the Oilers lost it in the first 20 minutes. Now here's something we've talked about all throughout this regular season is the Oilers will, for time and time again, show up for 10, 15 minutes a hockey game. Tonight, another poor 60-minute effort. No consistent effort throughout 60 minutes, only 4 shots in the second period. Kris Knoblauch, given everything he said coming into this job as Edmonton Oilers head coach following the firing of Jay Woodcroft, guess what? He has reversed course, abandoned ship, and ditched the car on the side of the road on everything. It's again a classic tale of no head coach has been capable, outside of Jay Woodcroft doing what he did before he was fired for a little 1.5 to 2-year stint as Oilers head coach. No coach has been capable of getting this team to play a perfect effort night in, night out that nets consistent results. Never, I think, in the past 5 years have I watched the Oilers for an entire 82 games and some playoff games put in a consistent effort, but they've gotten enough consistent effort to win hockey games under Jay Woodcroft, and now we're right back where we were just a few short weeks ago under Woodcroft with Kris Knoblauch as head coach here. So what I'm sitting on, friends, is it's a joke. This Oilers team came into the season all high and mighty on themselves, all big talk. Guess what? You played Carolina tonight. Okay, this is where I'm really getting this joke thing on. Carolina is the Eastern Conference Stanley Cup favorite. Well, you look back to about August 31st, September 1st, whenever everything was still sunshine and rainbows in Edmonton, and we were the Western Conference Stanley Cup favorite. Well, guess what? You played Carolina tonight, right? The first of potentially a maximum of 9 matchups this season. You literally got your poop that you've been scooping around all season, brought it right onto the ice tonight against Carolina. You got it handed to you, and then you got spanked for the first 40 minutes of this game through and through. The third period, you choose to show up for a little bit, and it's still not enough to win. So if you think this Oilers team is anywhere close to the caliber of team that they should be, this was your nail in the coffin tonight, friends. Quite simply, Carolina is a Stanley Cup favorite kind of team. You look at everything they did against the Oilers, getting all the right spots, doing it all in that first 40 minutes. Yeah, they let off the gas in the back 20. That's been their MO. But unlike the Oilers, who do that when they're winning in the back 20, they find a way to win, and they don't just find a way to win by 1 goal, they find a way to win by 3. That's what good teams do. Yes, even when you're playing at your worst, you're still better than the opposition. And that was Carolina tonight. Okay, that is your summary of the game. Calvin Pickard, you know what? Too little, too late. Stuart Skinner, no help from the defense, offense, anybody on the ice tonight. You've got 18 skaters. Well, 11 forwards and 7 defensemen tonight that all think they're Connor McDavid as soon as they are on the opposition center of the ice, and guess what? They all think they can dance around and do all these things. They're blowing tires, they're falling down, they're turning over pucks, and they're giving up goals on the rush just like always. Hey, you know what? It's a good time to be an Oilers fan, because you know what? We're right back to where we used to be, crapping all over this team, and you love to see it. But friends, I'm sorry, it is just an absolute joke that we thought this team was going to do anything. You should know as an Oilers fan, and I should know especially, when this team, whether it be Connor, whether it be the guys before him or the guys before him, all the way back following the 06 season talk a big tough game about how good we're going to be this year, that's when the biggest egg is laid. And instead of an egg being laid here, the Oilers and Oilers fans who boasted up about this team all preseason, all through the first 5, 6, 7 games of the season where, it'll turn around. You know what? We're all wearing the egg right on our face, and it is absolutely embarrassing. I cannot believe we got sucked into thinking this team was something they ain't. So I'm sorry. It's also something here I got to mention too. Again, I broke down the effort. Yeah, we scored 3 goals. Like I said, give them all the cheer you can. That's the best they did for you tonight. They still lost by 3. Whip-de-doo. No, seriously though, you got to take into effect the broadcast. Both the TV and the radio broadcast tonight. I got a chance to watch, listen to both. Just doing a little bit of driving home after wing night, right? Watch the first period at Main Street Beer and Barbecue. Again, if you're ever in Airdrie, go check it out. That is not paid advertising. I'm just telling you, I like that spot. Go check it out. Though, the second period I listened to on the radio, the intermission I listened to on the radio, third period I watched here at home. Okay, here's something I want to talk about before we close up shop here this evening, this is another big joke. Everybody is frustrated with the Oilers team, right? Everybody is saying how much the power play needs to get it together. Everybody says how the Oilers aren't doing enough to win hockey games, yet you have both broadcasts throughout the duration of the game absolutely crying that the Oilers need to get more power plays. The Oilers need to get more calls. Guess what? When your team sucks, when your team doesn't do enough to win hockey games, you ain't going to get calls. This is not me being upset at the media members that are calling and reporting and analyzing these hockey games. I'm just sitting here and saying it's an absolute assumption of what this team is. If you think this team deserves those calls, and I'm not talking about the media members, because you know what? If they're preaching about it, you're thinking about it at home. If you think this hockey team deserves more calls and they're not getting them, they are not working hard enough. That's the thing. Yeah, you know what? Calls are going to be missed. Every hockey game, both ways, always happens. But you know what? When things are going bad and you're not working hard enough, the calls are going to go against you a lot more than they go for you. That's the way it works. You got to earn your ice. The Oilers aren't doing that. Clearly here against the Stanley Cup favorite Carolina Hurricanes, they lose 6-3. And what do we do all game? Complain we're not getting enough calls. So clearly, again, we go back to that mentality problem I was talking about last loss. It's right there in it. We still think this team is better than they are. We still think this team should be better than they are. Granted, yes, they are better than they have been. But when you don't work hard enough to be as good as you should be, you're not good at all. And that's where this Edmonton Oilers team finds themselves yet again after another loss tonight, this time against the Stanley Cup favorite Carolina Hurricanes. Another embarrassing effort here in which the starter for the Carolina Hurricanes, who was pulled after the first period due to precautionary reasons, wins this hockey game based on 20 minutes of performance. That, my friends, tells you all you need to know about this one tonight. Another game where the Oilers' best is not good enough, and if this is their best, my goodness, are we in trouble. It's nice to see, though, I will say, just to say something positive, because I know I'm going to get accused of never saying anything positive. Zach Hyman and Evander Kane, boys, we love you. We don't know where we would be without you. You guys have been the absolute spark plugs of this hockey team so far. Good on you, because ain't nobody else doing much of anything. Friends, I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. I've had enough complaining tonight. We'll catch you tomorrow. I am up on out of here.